Now we move to the third question the same way. So let me just faster, and I'm going to choose the second one. It's my lucky number for me. I'm going to use this one. But of course, we did not take the snipping the picture itself. So actually, before snipping, I need to take the highlight out. Okay, so this one. Sorry, I just lost it or something. So, 7, save image. And now we have this image saved. Okay, perfect. Now analyze the text. Support your response with evidence from the text. Interpret. Consider the character traits of Alice's sister Jenny and their mother, whom you get to know primarily through their speech and action. What do they seem to be feeling based on their interaction with Alice? Okay. So the question is here: consider the correct traits of Alice. Consider the character traits of Alice, Jenny, and their mother, whom you get to know primarily through their speech and action. What do they seem to know about feeling based on their interaction with Alice? Let's put the entire question here. To check details, refer to the character traits chart you filled out. Summarize. How does the author use the flashback to convey what happens to Alice? So I believe this is a question. Okay, let's be honest here. I'm not the teacher of this subject, but I'm just showing how we could actually transform any part of the book to the Excel file. For the answers here, actually, I need to check each character traits, and they are in the answer. I'm going to say the answer is in the paragraph. We can, of course, we can. It needs an answer because it takes traits as you feel as you read. Summarize. How do the author use flashback to convey what happens to Alice? So the answer is in the paragraph. Okay. Analyze. Use this chart to record characters' description of Alice at different points in the story. So, I use this chart to record character descriptions of Alice at different points in the story. So it's actually a table for us. We need actually to include paragraph number 2 and the reason for this. So I'm going to transfer this entire row to one question like this. What are Jenny description of Alice? What are the description to Alice? Include the paragraph number and what is the reason behind it. So we need here, it's actually a little tweak. We need to include the question like this. Okay, try to record character description. What is let me just put it. Okay, so I'm going to say this. What is Jenny description? What is Jenny description of Alice at different point of what is different of Alice of Alice of Alice at different point of the story. Different point of the story include paragraph number and the reason behind the description. And the reason behind that descriptions. And the reason behind the description, let it actually be part speaking, and the answer, actually, like we said, the answer is in the paragraph, and we don't have images. Okay. So now after we make this question, it's become easier to say these three more gentlemen, because actually it's copy paste. Okay, I'm just going to pass their name. It's Newcastle, Mr. Jarrett, Mrs. Jarrett, Mrs. Jarrett, and Mr. Jarrett, and the Newcastle. Okay, so instead of Jenny, I just put say Newcastle, and here I'm going to see Mrs. I believe I'm sorry, Mrs. Jarrett. Sorry, Mrs. Jarrett, and here I'm going to say Mr. Jarrett. Also, I used Mrs. Jarrett. Okay, so now I believe it's okay. It's Mrs. before Mr. Jarrett, but I believe it's okay. So I just need to put a space here, and of course those four are part speaking, part speaking, part speaking. That's simple. Okay, let me check. It's been actually 15 minutes, and I'm at page. We have those 7-4. I believe I'm going to stop before this page 50. Father doesn't appear in the story. However, you learn many things about him. Describe what you understand about him on story details. Okay, so describe what you understand about Alice's father. Or we can just search someone in story details. We can actually use this one for story detail. And it's just a normal question. I believe it's a normal question. No more. The answer is in the paragraph. Okay. So now, as for draw conclusion, we call that the climax of the story is moment of greatest interest. What is the climax of mirror image? Okay. What detail help you draw? Okay. So this is actually two question, and what is the and? Let me choose here. And what is it? I'll just be part speaking, and the answer is in the paragraph. Okay. Of course, the answer is in the paragraph. Of course, there is a real answer here, but for the purpose of the video, I'm not going to search what is the answer. Just read it that the answer is in the paragraph. It's not empty. Like here, it is in the paragraph. But that doesn't mean that the answer is actually the phrase, the answer is in the paragraph, of course. So let's continue. Evaluate how might the story different if the author hadn't included memory moments through flashback. Okay, so I believe that this question differs from one student to another. So why we just don't why just let the EI answer it? I'm just going to let the EI include memory moment through but we need to explain more. If we let the AI choose, we may need to explain more in the so what are those memory moments? I believe we need to explain maybe in some words what are those memory moment words. So I see maybe memory moment with uh, memory moment with explanation through flashback. So now the AI, if we explain memory moment in 2 lines, now understand what are memory moment and what is how come that it's a story be different. But maybe in this scenario we don't we need to include the answer. Like I told you before, it's more about the teacher. The teacher is the one who decides if the cell is filled or not. But for me, I believe like putting some. But this story, we here we are explaining, we are determining that there is a story. So we need, and we can't actually It's pretty much big to include the entire story for the EI. So no. I believe that I need to set an answer. It's actually pretty much tricky here. We can't include the entire story because it's pretty much big. And the same way, we can't just put a precise answer because the student may answer something else. But still, I'm going with this approach, and I'm going to say the answer. It's still the best way, I believe. Finally, 7, analyze. Alice faces a lot of tough questions in the story. At one point, her sister asks, "Who is to say that your whole personality is in your head?" After as encounter with Mr. Jarrett, how do you think she would respond to this question? How do you think she would respond to this question? Explain. Okay, what is the story? At one point, there was who was okay. So I believe here that Alice's response would change after her meeting with Mr. Richard. So it's not in the paragraph, but we need, if we want to EI to answer it, we need to explain more. We need to explain more to this question. If we want the EI to we need to explain more for it, but it's actually, like I said before, it's pretty much hard to import all the data the EI needs to understand actually the story, because we are talking about story, the story that the EI don't know, which actually story in the book. So the best choice here, I believe that, like we said before, like I said before, we just put the answer and let the EI actually, okay. Okay, so here I'm going to reference answer by the teacher. Maybe here the teacher answers something like a reference, like, let's do this. Maybe this answer helps the EI choose the correct sequence of the story, or what is actually the story about if we answer. So we can feel here why we answered this. So we speak the answer and why we answered this. So if the student answers something different, the AI can decide if his answer is actually related to the story or not. So reference by the teacher, and why the teacher choose this answer. Okay, so I believe in this way we may trick the AI to sorry, not trick, but help the AI understand why our answer is correct. So when if the student says something completely wrong, the AI can still understand why the student answer is wrong. Okay. So now we reach now page 50. I'm going to stop here. Like we said here, it's less than an hour. It's less than an hour. We finish 16 page in less than an hour. Okay. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and understand everything I said. Uh, greeting to all, and bye bye.